Sam was always into archaeology and treasure hunting. He loved trying to find critical historical pieces from antiquity. He was fortunate enough to have hit it big with cryptocurrency and got out at the height of the market. So, instead of working like the rest of us plebes, he got to spend his days falling into the work he loved. When he never returned from his last trip, I figured he was in some hard-to-reach place, following a lead on a rare artifact of one sort or another. But weeks turned into months and then longer. I'm ashamed it took so long to start looking for him, especially after everything he did for my family. I tried to follow his notes and find out where he had last been. Between copies of original documents of myths and legends, I found something. References to a lake in eastern Peru, even a map. Without any other leads, I took a leave of absence and booked a flight. Once there, I secured the services of a guide, and we went looking for the lake mentioned in Sam's notes. It seemed like the guide was familiar with the place even before I showed him the maps, but it took a lot of convincing to get him to take me there. Seemed it was a spot the locals had some superstition about. When we arrived, the guide stayed in the car and left the engine running, stuffing bits of cloth into his ears. It seemed weird, but I got out and looked around. There was nothing, no sign of Sam at all. No equipment was left behind, and no signs of excavation. I was headed back to the Jeep, hoping to travel all around the vast lake's shore. But then I heard something. An angelic voice called to me from the water. The hair on the back of my neck stood up, my skin tingling. As I looked through the mist, I saw a shining sword arise from the depths, seaweed clinging to the thing as it arose. It landed in the hand that pierced the mist. It was pale and smooth. It almost looked like it was made from the mist itself. The song continued as the sword swung within the fog, sending it outward in swirls to slowly reveal a beautiful female form. I worked my way into the water, my pants getting soaked, but I didn't care. I needed to get closer to her. Her song was like a line that pulled me in, and the last thing I wanted to do was fight it. As the water made its way up to my chest, the mist cleared, giving me a clear view of the maiden. She held the sword aloft in two hands, offering it to me. I knew I could take it up, that it would make me whole. It would bring me the recognition, the wealth, the station I deserved. And I knew if I could wield it, I could have her as well, my goddess, and I would be her king. I began to swim, and lightning cracked across the sky. She must have been startled by the bang and the flash, because for a moment her song ceased. Her perfectly pale skin turned gray, black, and blotchy, and her eyes a terrible red. I blinked, and she began to sing her song again, but the spell was broken. I didn't know what I was doing, swimming out to her. The song called out, but I forced myself away from the temptation as I swam for the shore. Tentacles erupted from the surface of the water. As her song stopped, the appendages wrapped around my waist, and the last thing I saw was her demonic smile as I was pulled under.